Coach, tremendous effort in the second half to get back in the ball game, but it really came down to the first half and the turnovers and the points off turnovers, just what we talked about before the game. It was just too much to overcome in the end.
Yeah, I agree. Really lax start to the game, and it ignited their team. Now it's an uphill battle against one of the better teams in the Western Conference and the better teams in the NBA, and we can't dig ourselves into that type of hole.
Any update on BI?
No update right now.
And I mean, we talked all year about wanting to get to the point where at least you could have this group together, and now to see him go down first play of the second half, just what was that like? What type of blow was that for the team?
Extremely tough to see BI go down. Adversity once again. He had a really good game coming back, had a few good practices, and to see a play like that, just tough break for us.
And what did you see just in the first half with the struggles to execute, struggle to get stops, and just falling behind the way y'all did?
Our sense of urgency wasn't there in the first half. Starting with the turnovers, they're one of the better driving teams in the league. They turn you over, and then they drive the basketball. And I think their first 8 points were all drives and layups at the basket. So that started everything for us in terms of on the negative end for us. And then the second half, we decided that we were going to come out and compete. And that's really who we are. And we got to do it for 48 minutes, not one half.
That was kind of leading to my next question. We're talking a lot lately about loving to compete and wanting to compete. Obviously, it didn't go that way in the first half for you guys. Just kind of what needs to happen for that to happen for the full 48 minutes for you?
Understanding the responsibility when we take the floor. As a group, collectively, we got to take the floor. And we can't wait for teams or to score on us, for us to get down, to decide that we want to play for 48 minutes. And there's ownership in that, and we got to do a better job to start games.
Is it particularly disheartening the way the start was, considering what you did to win the game on Thursday night, all the things that came after it, just the expectation, hey, we got our group together, to have that kind of start? Was that hard for you to just comprehend, and how did you convey that to your team that they needed to pick it up?
Exactly how I'm conveying it now. Like, that's an unacceptable start. Turning the ball over, allowing teams to drive into our paint. 42 points in the second quarter, way too many, no matter what team comes in our building. And you want to see carryover from the first game, the last game, to the next. We saw carryover, but it took us a whole half to get to that point. So now for us, you guys know what the standard is. You know how to get on the floor. You know how to compete, play together. And we got to sustain it for more than one half.
And then, how do you find ways to get Trey more shots? Because it seems like in the first half he was able to get loose, but in the second half it was a lot harder just to create openings and paths for him to get to.
They're a good defensive team, and they're going to be on Trey. They understand his gravity and what he can do on the floor. So just our movement, getting off the ball, 0.5, sometimes it's a shot fake drive, just being willing to kick it to an extra teammate. But there's going to be times where Trey has to become a screener, be sacrificial, and then he'll get the ball on the flip side, on the backside of doing things like that.
What did you see as far as just some of the turnovers and half-court possessions, where I guess how much of it is guys figuring out how to play together versus just playing on carelessness?
I mean, it's a little bit of that in there, but some of them were careless turnovers. And, that's an area where, especially against this team, you have to take care of the ball. They're one of the best in the NBA. We talked to our team about it. We showed it. We walked through it. Now it's coming out and executing it. And really, you have to be just as aggressive against this team offensively as you do defensively. You got to be able to drive with force, stop in the paint. They're going to be clawing at you, secure the ball, make a crisp pass, and then the next guy is the same responsibility. All right, thank you.
All right, gents.
Dejounte, what did you just kind of see in the first half with the struggles just with execution and getting stops on the other end?
I just think we didn't come out competing at a high level, starting down, from myself all the way down, and we just wasn't ready to play in the beginning. We put ourselves in a hole, as you could see.
And what do you think kind of changed in the second half that allowed y'all to cut it down to single digits?
I mean, individual accountability. At halftime, we all knew we all could have been better as individuals, just, ready to play, be more physical. And that was that. We came out and it was a physical and executing and just playing hard, and it allowed us to fight and get back in the game.
And when you waited so long to finally get a lot of you guys back in the lineup, how tough was it to see B.I. go down in the third quarter?
I mean, it's tough because I know him, personally, how much he loved the game, how hard he worked. Just his smile every day brings joy, lightens up any room he goes in. So, like I continue to tell him, like he told me, we're going to be all right. We in it together. Keep your head, and whatever you got to do, handle your business. So, it's tough, but I know he's a fighter. He's a hard worker, and most importantly, a great person. So, he'll do what he got to do.
Been a few games over the last couple of weeks where there's been these slow starts and these struggles to get out the gate early. Kind of what needs to happen from a preparation standpoint to kind of make sure that you can kind of string a full 48 minutes together?
I think the preparation is there. I think, the coaches, come with great game plans and allow us to use our voice to speak up if, we see something we don't like, knowing we're on the floor. That's that. I think it just comes down to, ready to play, competing at a high level at all times. We can't get down on ourselves, if we're missing shots, turning the ball over, just things like that. Just got to be ready to play, starting with myself. I'm always say I could be better no matter what. And I know we got a group of guys that feel the same way about themselves.
I don't want to belabor it, but how does that happen? You're coming off an emotional win on Thursday. You have a day off to regroup and everything. How do you come out in especially the first 6 minutes of the game where the energy seemed low, the play was disjointed? How does that happen?
I mean, it's on us as the players. As an individual, you got to be ready to play. And, it's a team sport, obviously. But, like I said, I'm always say as an individual, you take your accountability. And, start with myself and everybody else. We just wasn't ready to play. There's no trick answer to it. It is what it is. You guys seen the game, the fans seen the game, and, we just got to be better. And it comes down to us as individuals want to be better and allowing us to bring it together as a team.
The biggest thing you're thinking about now, Dejounte, is it just the first few minutes of the next game starting tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, just be ready to play. It's our job. It sucks that, we got to continue to, preach these things, ready to play or not ready to play. We get paid, a lot of money to do what we love to do, So at the end of the day, it's our job. We got to be ready to go, starting myself all the way down. We just got to be ready to go, ready to compete.
Did you have a chance to talk to B.I. at all in the locker room after the injury?
Yeah.
How he's doing?
Great spirits. Like I said, he's a fighter. He's always smiling, always, high energy. He'll be all right. He's a fighter. It ain't nothing, he'll be great.
What were you seeing on some of the turnovers on half-court possessions where, it's like some of the DHOs were kind of all for, some of the short passes, guys were a little off. What were you seeing on those plays?
Just knowing they're a well-coached team. They got talent, all the way they know how to draft. They know what they want to build, and they're physical. I think starting with Lou Dort, it allows them guys to, have an identity and just got everybody along with them. So, that's really what it is. Like I said, we prepped right. We was ready to go, but, when the game started, we wasn't ready to go. So, it's just us, coming together, be ready to play. That's it.
Thanks.
Yeah.